Okay, everybody, so in this next video, let's talk a little bit more about some more. Let's have an echo here, and I'm just going to put here an H3 compound assignment operators, and below here, of course, we can try to clean this up. So if you're having a difficult time with some of the lessons that we're tackling here, I would really just say get some rest and try to go back to the videos, because that's a good way for you to process what you're currently learning, and of course really get your hands dirty. That's why we're doing it in this manner. I'm not using PowerPoint presentation, but instead we're trying to code from scratch. And in the long run, just be patient with yourself. The more you do this, the more you repeat the things that we're learning here, I'm sure you'll get better in code-based reading and in understanding the syntax of the language that you are learning, specifically in this case PHP. So I just want to work with some of the examples for multiplication, division, modulus, and exponentiation for our coding challenge in the last video. So let's have some variable declarations here for the multiplicand. And let's have a dollar sign multiplier. Let's go and try to assign some values to here. So in here, we would want to have, let's say 5. And in here, this multiplier, we want to give it a value of 6. And we want to now have multiplicand have a new value that will be containing the multiplier. That means we just stored the value 6 to this variable declaration, to this expression on the left side, and that's the same thing that we did here. So this currently has 5, and we're multiplying it by 6. And we want to store the value of the result to this multiplicand. And this is going to be similar with multiplicand. Let's assign the value of multiplicand. And I'm just using some variables here, identifiers, just to multiplier. Let's try to test things out here just so that we will see on our browser on whether. So let's have here an echo for, let's have a strong tag. And again, whatever solution you found, as long as you got the idea on how this is currently working, how we are trying to augment the values using this syntax, and how we are shortening the result from this value to this value, or how we are shortening this line of code by utilizing the assignment with augmented multiplication. So let's try to echo this out first. Echo, and let's just say multiplicand. Multiplicand. This is the one that we want to be displayed. What are we going to get in the value? So we do have echo br. Save that. We do have 30. 5 multiplied by 6, if we open up our calculator, should be 5 divided by 6. We do get 30. And if we try to comment that out, and let's have this value, are we still going to get that same value? Yep. So this is, let's just say this is the long version. And we have here, if I comment this out, let's have an echo. This is the shorthand version. Just to at least, and let's concatenate multiplicand, just to show some proof of concept. This is the shorthand version, 30 value. We are getting that value that we're expecting, but we want to use the shorthand value. So let's comment that out. And this one is the one that we want to. This is the shorthand version. Then if I try to comment that out, multiplicand, and this is the long version. for getting the same result. So you would see here, I'm just using random identifiers that I can think of. So operands will be anything that you as a programmer can think of that will be making it much easier for you to read your code. So if we do the exact same thing with division, we can actually make it a lot easier by utilizing, let's just say, variable b. We give it a value of 10. Variable e, and we give it a value of, let's do the exact same thing here, 5. If we echo out variable b or e, what are we going to get? And I think that should be d. What are we going to get? We do get value of 2. So 10 divided by 5 is equals to, let's concatenate that, to 10 divided by 5 is equals to 2. Let's just see, 10 divided by 5 is equals to 2. So we're getting that exact result, and we're just doing a shorthand here. Let's just do the exact same thing with the modulus here. So let's declare x, then the value of 15, x, and let's use the modulus for 4. So signed 4. What are we going to get if we echo out x? Let's see here. We do see that we are getting here 3, right? So the remainder is going to be 3. Is the value of, just have some text here just to concatenate things here, value of 3. And for exponentiation, that would exactly be the exact same thing, exponent. Let's say I have 10 $and exponentiation. Let's say I would want to have, let's just see what are we going to get if we try to echo out and exponentiation here. What are we going to get? To the power of, so we do get, I think that's too big. Let's have 5, or how about 10, and let's just give it 2. So we do have 100 for the exponentiation value. So if you remember, we just have to 10, and that's to the power of 2 exponentiation. So 10 multiplied by 10, we do get 100, and that's the correct value. So I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to run through some examples here, and if you did not do it the same way as I did it, and you utilize your own operands, as long as you were able to produce the exact values based on the examples that you've tried out, and you understood how things are working by doing some testings, or by doing some test and expected based on some of the arithmetic operators that we have utilized in these examples, and they produce the correct result. So that will be all right, because there, again, programming will have a number of ways on how to implement certain things. One programmer may have a different approach, may use different identifiers in explaining details of his or her code. So don't worry if we're not exactly the same here, but as long as you know and you understood that what's currently happening here is that you're trying to augment the value of what you're trying to, by using the assignment operators that we have combined with some of the arithmetic operators. So that's it for this video, and thank you. You're doing well. Keep up the good work, and see you on the next videos.